Hello, 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 my brothers and sisters out there. How you doing this evening? Come on in, come on in. It's supper time. Come in. The table is prepared for you, my brothers and sisters. If you have a hunger and desire for things about relationships, come on in, come on in, come on in. I'm going to serve you up a good dinner tonight when it comes to relationships, my brothers and sisters. So come on in, come on in. It's over the hump day, but we're going to get over to the weekend. But it's over the hump day, my brother and sister. And tonight we're going to have some good dinner when it comes to the topic called relationships. We're going to allow a few more people the opportunity to come in and join us during dinner time. And I would like for those of you that come, my brother and sister, if you have any comments according to what we're going to be talking about tonight, I would like for you to say whatever you need to say along with this broadcast, okay? So get ready, my brother and sister. I'm about to jump into tonight's topic, and I hope that you all will enjoy tonight's dinner. So come on in, come on in, come on in. All right, my brothers and sisters, your brother Tony is in the house. If this is your first time, my brother and sister, looking at this particular broadcast, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Tony M. Toomer, and I talk about relationships, my brother and sister. I talk about relationships pertaining to that of a man and a woman that should strive to be in a serious, should strive to be in a committed, and the final step is to move into what is called the covenant relationship, my brothers and sisters. So that's where I basically come from. And how you doing, mother? Thank you for, and my sister, for coming in to dinner time. And the rest of you brothers and sisters, come on in. We got plenty of room around the dinner table so I could serve you up some good soul food this evening. Now, when I say relationships, my brothers and sisters, I talk about relationship specifically between a man and a woman from a biblical perspective. When I say biblical perspective, I mean when you look in the book of Genesis, God had a unique relationship with the man Adam. Secondly, he had a unique relationship with the woman Eve. Thirdly, he represented the woman to the man after he had taken a rib out of the man Adam's side. He formed Eve, and he represented the woman to Adam. And at that time, Adam said, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. I should call a woman because she came from man. That's the position where I come from, my brother and sister. Now, while you're at the dinner table, my brother and sister, and if you have a different preference in relationships, I encourage you to still be able to sit here and enjoy the dinner that I'm about to serve up. And what do I mean? If you have another type of relationship that you're into, I know you have a free will, my brother and sister, but if you listen to what I got to say, maybe you can get something out of it. So I encourage you to look at the broadcast. And with that said, my brother and sister, tonight's topic, we're about to get into it. Tonight's topic is how you should pray for the right mate. Again, tonight's topic is how you should pray for the right mate. Now, when it comes to the right mate, my brother and sister, you have to be on point. What do I mean by being on point, my brother and sister? You have to pray, and you have to be prepared when it comes to a relationship. You, my brother, and you, my sister, you don't only supposed to just look at if you're a man, not a certain type of woman. If you're a woman, no certain type of man. But brother and sister, you have to pray and have a relationship with God yourself. And also, my brother and sister, you have to be prepared when it comes to a relationship. Now, what we're about to do, my brother and sister, we are about to go to God's word as it is written in Mark 10. That's chapter 10, verses 6 through 9. Again, as it is written in Mark 10, that's chapter 10, 6 through 9. Jesus is doing the talking, my brothers. Jesus is doing the talking, my sister. Said, from the beginning of creation, God made them male and female. For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife, and the two shall be one flesh. So then they shall no longer be one, but they shall be two. Therefore, what God has joined together, let not man separate. So when it comes to a relationship, my brothers, when it comes to a relationship, my sister, if you're doing it the right way, you're supposed to do it God's way, not man's way, for your relationship to be successful, and it could go for a long period of time. Now, keep in mind, God has to do the joining together. As you know, my brother and sister, most relationships, the man, neither the woman really went to God for guidance when it comes to placing the right woman or the right man into the relationship. So that's where it all basically started. But before I get to this point, we need to discuss, my brothers, and we need to discuss, my sisters, how to pray and to prepare for the right man or woman. If you aren't aware of this, my brother and sister, if you're not aware of this, when I met and married my present wife, Cinderella, I made many errors when it came to relationships. I made many errors when it came to a relationship. As a matter of fact, my brother and sister, if you don't know this now, well, I'm going to tell you, I have been married before, my brother and sister, so therefore, I have made many errors, and I have made many mistakes. What happened? My brother and sister, I chose to get into a long-term relationships without God. I did it my way. So doing it my way, my brother and sister, I failed, but I'm not a failure. But I did fail because I attempted to do it my way and not God's way. Now, the very first thing, my brother and sister, when it comes to getting into a relationship with a man and a woman, you, my brother, and you, my sister, you got to understand that the very first step is the man. That could be you, brother, or the woman, sister. It could be you. You must, and it is imperative that you develop and have a relationship with God through his son, the Lord Jesus Christ. Now, when we go to God's word in Proverbs 3:5, again, we go into God's word. That's Proverbs 3:5. It states clearly, it say, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not unto your own understanding. In all your ways, my brother and sister, it says submit to him and he will make your path straight. How you doing, Sister Twyla? Again, my brother and sister, listen, the very first thing you should do, my brother, and the very first thing you should do, my sister, when it comes to a relationship, you're supposed to pray. And you're supposed to have that relationship with God. And I'm going to say this again from Proverbs 3:5. The very initial thing, my brother and sister, it's a hard matter. You're supposed to put all your being into the Lord. You have to put all your mind, your heart, and how you doing, Sister? Okay, you have to put your mind, your heart, your soul, all your being into the Lord. And when you do this, you trust in the Lord, my brother and sister, with all your heart. And don't lean to your own understanding. Whatever you understand about life, especially when it comes to a relationship, my brother and sister, you need to throw that away. Because you don't know, brother, and you don't know, sister, neither did I know. So what did I have to do? I had to trust in the Lord with all my heart, and I had to put what I knew from a man's standpoint, I had to put that aside as garbage. Like a lot of you brothers and sisters, you got to make whatever you know, what you think you know about a relationship, just put it aside because you don't know, my brother and sister. That's why a lot of us brothers and sisters, we go through different relationships and we fail. How you doing, Sister Odessa? We fail quite a bit because we don't do it God's way. And we have to submit to him. And once we submit to him, how you doing, Sister Douglas? Once we submit to God, my brother and sister, he will make our path straight in everything in life, but we're talking about relationship. You must, brother, even like you must, as sister, you must admit to yourself, and you must submit, and that you don't know anything. That's what I had to come to the point, my brother and sister. I did not know nothing when it came to a relationship. I thought I knew, but I didn't know. So whatever you know, my brother and sister, you know, it's just like a piece of paper. Whatever you think you know about relationship, ball it up tonight and throw it in the trash, because you don't know, my brother and sister, because only God knows how to cause the relationship to grow. God is the only way that knows how to teach, guide, and show a man and a woman how to grow into a relationship. You see, when it comes to a relationship, my brother and sister, you do not fall in love. That's what songs say, that when you hear people talk, you never fall in love. You don't just walk outside and trip over a rock and fall in love. No, my brother and sister, love, you grow in love. There has to be a seed planted, then you grow in love. You never fall in love, my brother and sister. You need to understand that. As it is written, and Jesus said in John 15:5, and you have to notice, my brother and sister, when you admit that you don't know anything, you have to depend on the Lord, because Jesus said, I am the vine, ye are the branches. If you remain in me, and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can't do nothing. Jesus said himself, my brother and sister, in life, in relationship, whatever, but in relationship especially, Jesus said we can't do nothing without him. We think we could do things. We think that we know what to do when it comes to relationship. We do not know nothing, my brother and sister. I had to come to that point. I did not know anything. And at my age, my brother and sister, I'm married, but the Lord still have to teach me stuff at my age about what it takes for me to have a decent relationship with my wife. Because I'm still learning her. And the longer we be together, it's going to be a continuous thing, whereas I have to learn about her, and the same thing, she got to learn a lot about me. Because I'm a long way from being perfect, my brother and sister. My wife is a long way from being perfect. And my brother and sister, if you get into a relationship, you're not perfect, brothers. You're not perfect, sisters. So that's why you have to go to the Lord, because Jesus said, if you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you cannot do nothing. Then, my brother and sister, this is what you need to do when it comes to prayer. You, brother, and you, sister, when it comes to life and relationship, since we're talking about getting the right mate, you need to ask God, my brothers. You need to ask God, my sister, as Jeremiah did, because the first thing you have to do, my brother and sister, you have to get yourself prepared. Most men and women, they look for another man or woman to be prepared for them. A man and woman, you have to do it another way. The first thing you do, my brother and sister, just like Jeremiah did, when we go to God's word again in Jeremiah 17, that chapter 17 and 10. Again, that chapter 17, 10, Jeremiah chapter 17, 10. It is written. This is what Jeremiah said, and this is what you have to say, my brother and sister. Not before you say anything, this is what the Lord is telling you, my brother and sister. I, the Lord, search the heart and examine the mind. So you have to open yourself up to the Lord, my brother and sister. You have to open yourself up. The Lord said, I search the heart and examine the mind to reward each person according to their conduct, according to what their deeds deserve. Now, the Lord searches the heart and he examines the mind. So you have to open up to the Lord, my brother and sister, so he will search and examine. And then, like he did for Solomon, let me tell you what the Lord did for Solomon. You are familiar with King Solomon, right? Before Solomon got really established, God came to King Solomon during the nighttime when he was dreaming. Is God going to come to you at night while you're dreaming? He might not. God speak to us in different ways, my brothers and sisters, okay? He speak to us in different ways, but when the Lord make that appearance, you have to open yourself up to him. Don't be afraid to open yourself up to God, my brother and sister, because you need guidance in life, and especially when it comes to relationship. Now, for example, when he came to Solomon, he came to Solomon in a dream. And this is what the Lord asked Solomon. He said, what can I do for you? Now, if the Lord come to you, my brother and sister, what are you going to say? Is the first thing you're going to say, I want a man or I want a woman? That's the wrong thing to say, my brother and sister. Never go to God with your petition for something personal first. You have to always, my brother and sister, keep in mind, you go about to please the Lord first before your own needs. Always remember that, my brother and sister. Never go to the Lord talk about me. No, you go to the Lord in reverence and see what you can do for him first. He comes first and foremost. So when the Lord appeared to Solomon in a dream in 1 Kings 3:7, against 1 Kings 3:7, it said, now, O Lord, you have made me king instead of my father David. But I am like a little child who doesn't know his way around. Listen to what Solomon said. I am like a little child, and I don't know my way around. You understand, my brother and sister? You got to be humble when the Lord approach you. Your heart has to bend to God, because you talking to the Lord of glory, right? So you have to submit to the Lord, and you have to admit, I don't know, Lord. Teach me, Lord. Teach me, Lord. I don't know nothing. Then in 1 Kings 3, chapter 9 through 10, that's 1 Kings 3, 9 through 10. This is Solomon's reply to the Lord when the Lord said, what can I do for you? This is what Solomon said. He said, give me an understanding heart so that I can govern your people well and know the difference between right and wrong. For who by himself is able to govern this great people of yours? You see, Solomon was given a purpose. Solomon was given a gift. Solomon had a task, but he did not know how to perform it. So he making a request to the Lord, give me an understanding heart. When Solomon said an understanding heart, what was he asking for? Solomon was asking for what is called wisdom, to be able to do things, to see things from God's point of view. Solomon did not want to see things from his point of view. He wanted to see things from God's point of view. So what happened? The Bible said the Lord was pleased that Solomon had asked for wisdom. And to tell you what happened on the back end of it, when the Lord was pleased, my brother and sister, he added other things to Solomon. Because when Solomon made the right request, the Lord, it pleased him. My brother and sister, the first thing we have to do is please the Lord, not please ourselves. Don't you, my brother, and don't you, my sister, want to please the Lord? I do, and you all do. So when it comes to a relationship or anything else, it's about God being the first. And what happens? Then we go to Psalm 37:4. We go to Psalm 37:4. It says, delight yourselves in the Lord. And check this out. He will give you the desires of your heart. You understand it, my brother and sister? He will give you the desires of your heart when you follow him and go to him. Then, my brother, and then, my sister, the Lord will reveal to you your life purpose. You see, you have to get your relationship with God, my brother and sister. You have to understand who you are, why you're here, and where you're going. It's all about God first before it becomes a man in your life, sister, or a woman in your life, brother. It's all about the Lord first. And this is what the Lord did. For example, When Jeremiah went to the Lord, this is what the Lord said in Jeremiah 29:11. It's Jeremiah 29:11. Again, Jeremiah 29:11. This is what the Lord said. For I know the plans that I have for you, declared the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Then you will call on me. Come and pray to me, and I will listen to you. You understand what the Lord is saying? When he talked to Jeremiah, he's saying that the same thing to us, because everything that's in the Old Testament, my brother and sister, it is for our learning. It's a pattern. You understand? It's an established pattern. The Lord said, and he talking to not only to Jeremiah, my brother and sister, he's talking to us too. Take this to heart and take it personal. The Lord is saying, my brother and sister, I know the plans I have for you. You understand that, my brother and sister? The Lord said, I know the plans that I have for you. How you doing, Sister Flo? I know the plans that I have for you. And these are the plans. To prosper you. How you doing, Sister Deborah Knott? To prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Then, when you call on me, come. The Lord is inviting you. The Lord said, come and pray to me, and I will listen to you. So let me tell you, what the Lord said. The Lord said, call on me and come and pray to me. So the Lord is saying, call me. So the Lord is telling you, spend time with me. Search me out. Come to me on your own. Come to me through my son Jesus. Just come to me. That's what the Lord is saying. Come to me. He wants to have a relationship with you. Before God wants you to have a relationship with a man, sister, or woman, brother, he wants you to come and pray to him first. And then the Lord said, when you come and you pray to me, what is praying? Communicate with me. Talk to me. Give me some of your time. The Lord say, I give you 24 hours a day. Can you spend 1 hour with me? How can a man and how can a woman go a whole 24 hours and do not communicate with God? There are a lot of men and a lot of women that don't even talk to God, period, or period. No man or no woman. So, brother and sister, when the Lord comes to you, the Lord comes to you first. Let me tell you something, my brother and sister. When you wake up in the morning, sometime in the morning, one of the first thoughts that should come in your mind before you get up, go to work or whatever, is God. You should say, thank you, God. Then after God, it's all about relationships, not your job. Your job is important, but not your job. It's relationship. Are your relationships in order? Or do you have a relationship, brother, with your wife? Sister, do you have a relationship with your son? If you're engaged, what type of relationship you have? And then it goes into the other relationship. Then it gets to the jobs and all that kind of stuff. So you have to have your priorities together. Now, once you delight in the Lord, he's going to give you the desires of your heart, brother and sister. Now you want a relationship, okay? You desire to get in a relationship, and the Lord sees your desires, my brother. He sees your desires, my sister. Remember, the first thing you have to do, my brother and sister, every man and every woman, you must do a self-examination. Before you have a top 10 thing for a man and a woman, my brother and sister, examine yourself. But you need help to examine yourself, my brother and sister. You need to go to the Lord and basically say, Lord, show me where I need help when it comes to a relationship. Lord, if you're a man, look, Lord, I don't know what a woman gonna expect from me, the woman that you're gonna cause me to find. Prepare me for her. Before you prepare me for a woman, Lord, I got a relationship I'm established for you. So, Lord, what do I need to do as a man? As a man, Lord, before I get a woman, I need for you to teach me more about who I am. While I'm learning about you, teach me about me. I want to be like your son, Jesus. Just teach me who I am. After you teach me who I am, Lord, how you doing? That's right, Sister Flo. Show me while I'm here, Lord. Show me while I'm here. Before you bring a woman into my life, show me while I'm here. It's all about you, Lord. Show me while I'm. Teach me who I am and show me while I'm here. How you doing, Sister Connie? Show me while I'm here. How you doing, Sister Sherry Eastmill? And not only you showing me who I am, teach me and show me while I'm. After you show me who I am, show me and teach me while I'm here. And while you're doing that, increase my faith, Lord, so I don't. Show me what direction you want me to go in, because I'm here to do your will, not my will. Let your will be done, Father God, through your son Jesus. It's about your will. Remember when Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus had a prayer. Just before they came and got Jesus, before the trial, Jesus said, nevertheless, not my will, but thy will be done. That's what you're supposed to be thinking, brothers. Before I get to the sister, that's what you're supposed to be thinking. So the Lord will establish you, brothers. This is what the Lord will do. The Lord going to put you where he wants you to be at in life, okay? Before he bring the woman, God will put you where you need to be in life. He will give you. You already got a gift. The Lord he's going to expose your gift to you. He's going to give you a work, not a job. It's a difference between a job and a work. What is a job? A job is where you go at to get money. That you get money for physical survival. But that's not your work. Your work is what God give you. You see, some people get confused what work is and what a job is. Work for God is your mission here in life. So Lord, brother, you have to know what your work is. What God would like for you to do in his name. You got to understand his work. So, brother, when you understand all these things, once you understand all these things, brother, this is what the Lord going to do. He knows that you have a desire for a woman. He knows it. And what God going to do? God been seeing your desires, brother. He know that a lot of you brothers, just like me, he know that I have messed up quite a bit when it came to a woman or women. In my case, women. He know I have messed up a lot. He know that I did things turn away and I have been divorced before because I did it his way. I did not wait for God. I did not go to God and say, show me the right woman to get married. I did not do it first. I did not do it in the past. I did not do it. I did it my way. That's why it failed. I can't blame no woman that I was married to. I can't blame. I did it myself because I was the man. I made a decision. No woman didn't put no gun up to my head or hold no knife and said, marry me, Tony. Nobody didn't do that. I did that on my own. But I'm not a failure. I failed. You understand? So let me tell you something, my brother and sister. Some people will say, some in my eyes, some people will say, why should I listen to you, Tony? You do all this talk about relationships. Why should I listen to you? I know someone that's been married 50 years. I should be talking to them. Yeah, you're okay. That's your choice. But let me tell you something. Somebody that been together for 50 years, I guarantee you some stuff went down in their relationship. I guarantee you some stuff went down. Even though they might have been together, married for 50 years, I guarantee you some mess went down in that relationship. But then some people say, well, they stuck together. What you think? What you mean by they stuck together? They could still be staying in the same house, but they could be roommates. He could be staying on one side of the house. She could be staying on the other side of the house. But in front of you, you think that it's all gravy, right? Don't go by the appearance, my brothers and sisters. Just because somebody been together 50 years, does that mean that's a successful marriage? Not as God is not in it. Because I have told you, my brothers and sisters, before. I said most times if you go to a person that been married for a long period of time and you ask them how they stayed together so long, most of the time they're gonna say good communication. That's the poorest answer somebody could give you. If a man and woman, if you walk up to a man and woman and they tell you that and you know they've been married for a long period of time, say no disrespect and walk away. Because the first thing that should come out of a man or woman's mouth is God. God, God, God. God sustained me in a relationship. And if they were truthful with you, they would say, look, we've been through some stuff in our relationship. I care not to discuss it with you. And then someone might do give you a little page out of their life. You know what I mean, my brother and sister? But they need a real couple that been together. They would give God the glory. Starting with the man, she'll give God the glory. Because it's all about God, because God is the glue. Now, some men and women, they got together on their own. They did not go to God, but I guess they could have everything together. They could have good finances. They could be living in a beautiful house, have fancy cars, got it going on in front of the world. They could have the American dream, but they don't have God. Because I have told you, my brother and sister, I said, everybody that you see married did not get married. God didn't put them together. Majority of the relationship that you see, my brother and sister, God did not put it together. Oh, they look good. They look good together, but that don't mean God put them together. You can have a couple that had the American dream over here and they have everything, but they missing God. But then you can have a couple over here, people might not say they look good together, but what make them really good, they got a relationship with God. They can stay in a little shack. They can stay in a tent, but they got God there. They got peace. They have a sense that God is in their relationship. They don't feel empty. Back to you, brother. You got to understand it, brother. Once God established everything with you, then why he doing all that with you, brother? He have already prepared a woman for you. Let me tell you something, brother. Even though you probably have been in a relationship with another woman, God had the right woman in mind, but you did it the wrong way, brothers. I'm talking to you, brothers, first. You did it the wrong way, like I did it the wrong way. You did it the wrong way. Let me tell you all something, and I have used this illustration before, and it's in the Bible. The children of Israel could have got to the promised land in 11 days. If they would have did it God's way, they could have got there in 11 days, but it took them 40 years to get there because they were doing things their way. But guess what? They eventually got to the promised land, but they had to wait 40 years because they were going all off track. So that slowed God up from getting them where he wanted them to be. If they would have sought the Lord's face, if they would have done it God's way, they would have been in 11 days. They were walking around in a circle for 40 years. That's how some of you brothers are right now. You going in a circle. You're not doing it God's way. God got the right woman out there for you, but you keep running to the wrong woman. You run to that woman, this woman, and like the Rolling Stone used to say, I can't get no satisfaction. So you were doing it wrong. You thought you were getting satisfaction, but you wasn't. Let me tell you something, my brothers. Let me tell you something, my sister. A lot of time when I was going out dating, sometimes I could have gone out dating with a young lady, right? And at the time, it could have seemed like everything was okay. But let me tell you something. When the date part was over and I'm in my car driving home, I felt empty. I felt empty. Even though I could have had a temporary fun, what appeared to be a fun time with a woman, I was empty after the date thing was over with. I was empty because apparently she wasn't the one. I could have failed again if I would have done it my way. But God held me back because God said, if I let him keep running that way, he's going to mess up again. That was God said, I got the right woman for him, but he keep making no errors. I'm talking about myself. I'm talking about going up in age. God said he keep making no error. If he just humble himself and do him, I know he got a desire for a wife. I know he does. But Tony don't know who I got for him. He doesn't know. And some of you sisters, don't go looking for a man. Let God lead you how to be that woman for him. Let God teach you what it is to be that Proverbs 31 woman, that unicorn. Stop listening to your worldly friends and relatives, sisters. Follow after God first. It applies to you too. In Psalm 37:4, Psalm 37:4, Psalm 37:4, it said, delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Sister, you don't have to go looking for a man. You don't have to go looking for one. Just make God your priority. Just like going back to 1 Kings 3, chapter 3, 9-10, 1 Kings 3:9-10, Solomon said, give me an understanding heart. Sister, that's what you need to do. Give me an understanding heart. Show me your ways, Lord. And then the Lord will say to you, like he said to Jeremiah. This is what the Lord said. I, the Lord, search the heart and examine the mind to reward each person according to their conduct, according to what their deeds deserve. And then the Lord, my sister, he's going to get in contact with you some kind of way. It may be a dream. It may be some kind of way. You're going to know it's the Lord. You're going to know it's the Lord, and the Lord going to come to you with a petition. What can I do for you? You're going to sense it on the inside. Because if his spirit in you, the Lord going to communicate with your soul. And you're going to understand it clearly. You're going to understand that it's the Lord. And the Lord going to say, like Solomon pleased the Lord, Solomon said, give me an understanding heart. And then it say that the Lord was pleased that Solomon had asked him for wisdom. So, sister, what should you ask God for? Don't ask God for no man. That's the first thing you don't ask God for. Don't ask God for nothing but his will for your life. That's the first thing you ask God for, sister. Your will. So you go to please God. Sister, when you going to please God, guess what you're doing? You're getting trained on when God calls that right man to find you. Because God is teaching you some things. Let me tell you something, my brother and sister. If any of you seen The Karate Kid, you all remember that movie called The Karate Kid. If you seen the movie The Karate Kid, that was this young guy, and it was Mr. Miyagi. He was the trainer, right? And then the young man, his name was Daniel-san. He wanted to learn martial arts, right? So he did not go to martial arts school. You know, most people would go to martial arts school, right? So Mr. Miyagi did not take Daniel to a martial arts school. He gave Daniel's song some things to do. He told Daniel's song it was this fence, and he said, I want you to paint that fence. And Daniel was thinking, Daniel's song, he was thinking, why Mr. Miyagi want me to paint that fence? I'm here to learn karate. Mr. Miyagi say, I want you to paint the fence. He said, with this hand, I want you to go up. And with this hand, I want you to go down. I want you to do just like this. And he gave Daniel this long fence to paint. So Daniel thinking, why he got me paint this fence when I'm here to learn martial art? So after he got finished, he went to Mr. Miyagi and said, I'm finished painting your fence. And then Mr. Miyagi said, I want you to go out there and clean my cars. He had a whole row of cars out there. He said, Daniel's song, and with this hand, I want you to do like this while you're cleaning my car. And with this hand, I want you to do like this. So Daniel's son still thinking, why he had me to paint the fence. It didn't have nothing to do with martial art. And now he got me doing all these cars. And then Daniel's son was doing that, and he was tired, right? And he was thinking, I'm doing all this work, but this man is not showing me how to do martial arts. But what Daniel's son did not realize, he was being trained. He was not being trained the traditional way. He was being trained by a man that had wisdom in martial art. He had wisdom in martial art. Those people that were going to martial arts school, they had knowledge per se. But Mr. Miyagi, he had the wisdom to utilize knowledge. So Daniel's son found out all that work he was doing, he was subconsciously being trained in the art of martial art. So what am I saying? God does things other way that the world does not do. The world will tell you need to do this to get a man or this to get a woman. That's how the world says it. But God has another way, my brothers. He has another way, my sister, when it comes to a relationship. God scheduled you when you're going to meet that right person. You understand, my brother? God scheduled you to find that woman at his time. Sister, God scheduled you when you're going to be put in a position for that man to find you. It's not your time, brother. It's not your time, sister. It's God's time. You're on God's clock. You may look at your age, brothers. More so, sister, you're looking at your age. If you're not with a man, you're advancing in years. And some of you, sister, you're getting impatient. Some of you, sister, you're on the verge of marrying. I just want to marry someone before I go to the grave. Don't do it. Don't feel anxious. The Lord does not want you to feel like you have to do something quickly. You don't know how long you're going to live. Some of you, sister, there's a saying out there that say, when a woman gets a certain age, she have hit the wall. There's another thing. There's this philosophy out there where a lot of people, they want to really put this in on some of you women. There are more women than men. And this is the philosophy. The good men, they are married. This is the philosophy. The other men, they are either in jail, they like other men, they don't have no job, they don't have this, they don't have that. So what I need to do, what you women need to do, this is what the world's saying. You all, especially in the United States of America, you all need to share men. There are some people out there saying that they're preaching this type of thing where women should agree to live a whole bunch of harems with one man. So this is the philosophy out there. A whole lot of women, they supposed to agree to stay together with one man up under the same roof. That stuff is out there. It's real. I'm telling you, there is some real stuff where a lot of you women, you don't believe that God got the man for you. A lot of you women have bought into the world thing to scare you into unhealthy relationships. After you, brother, and you, sister, examine yourselves, you got to understand this, my brother, and you got to understand this, brother. Brother, whatever list you have a woman must be, throw it away. As of tonight, my brother, whatever mental list you have, a woman must be this, this, and this, and this, throw that list away. Sister, whatever list you have, a man must be this, 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 throw it away. For example, some of you brothers, you might say, she needs to look like Halle Berry. She needs to be shaped like Janet Jackson. She needs to have Oprah Winfrey money. She needs to have all this education. She needs to be able to fit in with big people like Michelle Obama. She needs to do this. She needs to do that. Cut the crap, brothers. Cut the crap. You don't go to God with no petition telling God what type of woman you want. I tell you what, go to God with your petition and say, this is the type of woman I want. Go ahead. I'm telling you, brother, go ahead. Because you know what God will do? Sometimes God gives you what you ask for to teach you a lesson. Be wise. Don't be a fool. Don't go to God telling God what type of woman you want. Because most of the time, that's your wish list. That's your wish list, right, brother? You wish this woman be like this. When you go to God, brother, when it comes to a woman that you want, when you go to God, brother, you don't pray for a girlfriend. Don't ever pray for a girlfriend, brother. Because God just might give you a girlfriend and she take you through some stuff. Don't pray for a woman just to live with me so we could test out what it'll be like. Don't pray to God like that. God don't play. God does not play. Don't ask God for that temporary stuff when it comes to a woman. What you need to ask God, brother, God, I need a woman in my life because you gave me a purpose. I understand my purpose. I understand my gift. I would like, Father, for you to handpick that woman for me. That's all you do. After you pray to God for his will, and then you have a desire, God know you have a desire because God going to prompt that into you to help you to ask him. Don't you, brother and sister, know sometimes God calls you to ask him certain things? You think you're doing everything on your own. God say, he don't have enough sense to ask me for a wife from me. That's what God probably be saying sometimes to some of you brothers. If he had sense enough to ask me for a wife, I would gladly give it to him. I know the right woman I got for him. As a matter of fact, she was in my mind before I created the world. You understand? God saying, the woman that I have for you, I already knew about her when she was in my mind. I knew about her when I knew about you when you was in my mind. And let God do the leg work. All God wants you to do is this. God wants you to do this. Listen to what God wants you to do, my brother and sister. This is exactly what he wants you to do. Going back to Jeremiah 29:11. Jeremiah 29:11. Jeremiah 29:11. He was talking to Jeremiah, but it applied to you brothers and you sisters, but I'm talking to you brothers right now. This is what you do. God said, for I know the plans I have for you. You see, God knows your purpose, brothers. He said, God said, I know the plan I have for you. Not your plan, but my plans. That's what God is saying. Because God ain't sharing his glory with nobody. God saying, I know the plans I have for you. Like when I went to God, God knew within himself, Tony, I know the plans I have for you. declares the Lord. What is your plan, God? My plan is, Tony, and you, brother. My plan is to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. All I want you to do, Tony, and all I want you to do, man, this all I want you to do. You call me. Call me. And come and pray to me. Come talk to me. Come rap to me. Put some time aside and come talk to me. I've been waiting. I've been always available. I give you 24 hours a day, Tony. I give you 24 hours a day, brothers, men. Come to pray to me. Come talk to me. You ain't got time for me? Out of 24 hours, you ain't got time to come talk to me? And if you come to me and you pray and you all about my agenda, through my son Jesus, if you about my agenda, guess what? I will listen to you. That's what God said. That's the agreement God said. God said, I will listen to you. Sisters. You got a lot of you sisters, you got this superficial requirement from man. Some of you sisters, your requirement is he got to be 6 feet tall. He got to be tall, dark, and handsome. He got to have a 6-pack. He have to have 6-figure and plus in the bank. He got to be able to pay my bills, get my nails done, get my hair done. He must take care of me. I need a man that's going to take care of me. If a man can't take care of me, if a man can't get my nails done and my hair done, I don't need him. Next. That's what kind of man I want, God. Can you deliver him to me, God? That's the man I want. I want to, and not only that, I want to be like Stella. I want to be able to go to Jamaica and get my groove on. Can you get that to me, God? Can you give me what I'm asking for, God? I see y'all. I see y'all making no comment. Can you do that for me, God? God said, is that what you want? Do you really want that? I'm telling you this, sister. Let me tell you this, sister. It is written in Proverbs 27:17. Proverbs 27:17. This is what it say. It said, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. Listen to what I'm saying. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. Sister, you really need a sharp man. Because iron sharpens iron. You can't get nothing else to sharpen iron but iron. So the man that you have, you need a man that's spiritual sharp, that got a sharp relationship with God. Because sister, when God find a man, when God called the man to find you, you got to be sharp yourself. Let me tell you something, sister. God did not create a man to take care of you. I got to put that out there. The United States and all that kind of stuff, they do that kind of stuff, perpetrate stuff like that. They teach the woman the philosophy, get a man to take care of you. But they never tell the woman this, you need to submit to that man. Like the Bible said, wives submit to your husband. They don't talk that part because some women say that's slavery. They don't want to tell you that, do they? The ones that the boss ladies. I just want him to take care of me. There's nowhere in the Bible where God specifically want the woman, number one agenda when it comes to her man, for him to take care of her. That's not the number one agenda out there, sister. The number one agenda is you to help meet. You understand that? If you do it God's way, you to help meet or helpmate. You see, the helpmeet don't come into the man with her hands out saying, give me. The helpmeet come in with a helping hand. If the helpmeet come in with a helping hand, she will be helped. She will be taken, she will be loved. She will be taken care of. She will be provided for, protecting, all those good things. But you don't come to a man looking for a man to take care of you. You come to be a helpmate. The Bible clearly say, and I have said it before many times, the Bible clearly say that the man was not created for the woman. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at the messenger. But the Bible clearly say the man was not created for the woman. The woman was created for the man. That's what the Bible said. That's what God say. The man was not created for the woman. But the woman was created for the man. But it talked about the right man and the right woman. Another thing, my brothers and sisters, do not look for two things when it comes to a man and a woman. Never look for a man and woman that's perfect. You will not. You don't know what a perfect man look like, sister. Brother, you don't know what a perfect woman look like. The objective is to be with the right person. Not a perfect person, but the right person. What comes with the right person? Flaws. What comes with the right person? Disappointments. What comes with the right person? Arguments sometimes. What comes with the right person? Sickness sometimes. What comes with the right person? They might not attitude sometimes. What comes with the right person? All kinds of stuff. It ain't all gravy, my brothers and sisters. It's not all gravy. Another thing, brothers and sisters, don't look for a man or woman to make you happy. Why are you looking for a man to make you happy, sister? You don't pray to God for a man to come in your life to make you happy. Brother, you don't pray to God for a woman to come in your life and make you happy. Your happiness does not reside, brother, on a woman. Sister, your desires and stuff does not go for a man. Only God, my brothers, only God, my sister, can make your heart rejoice. You got to go to God for your happiness. You see, if you depend on a person on the outside, your mate, let me tell you something, my brother and sister. If you get married, listen to what I'm saying. Your mate is not going to make you happy all the time. Your mate can add to your happiness. That's a difference. Your mate can add to your happiness, or your mate could tear you down. You see, when your mate comes into your life, my brother and sister, your mate is either an asset or a liability. That's it. Your mate is an asset or a liability. You know what a liability is? Do you know what an asset is? When you have assets, that's positive. When you have liability, you paying out. But you have to take both of them because you got a human being. You're going to have assets and liability. You want a person in your life. Now, you need a person in your life, my brother and sister, that more of an asset and less liability. If you look at it from an accounting standpoint, assets plus liability equals net gain. Liabilities, if you have more liability than assets, you're going to have a net loss. If you all notice during Christmas time and holiday, you might hear the terminology, you might hear some colors. The company was in the black, in the red. What does those colors mean when it comes to accounting? In the red means you lost. And black means something else. But anytime you say that company in the red, they losing money. Why do you think around Christmas time they call it black whatever? And they ain't talking about no race. They talking about money. Praying for the right mate, my brother and sister. This is what I'm going to leave you with, okay? This is what I'm going to leave you with. And I have said this before, but I'm going to condense it. If you all remember, I have said this a few times, and bear with me, I'm going to say it again. When it comes to praying for the right mate. You all familiar with Abraham and Sarah, right? In the Old Testament, right? Abraham's son Isaac lost his mother, Sarah. It hurt Abraham. It hurt his son Isaac. It hurt his son Isaac a whole lot. It made him immobilized. Abraham knew that he had to get his son a wife. He knew it. Abraham did not want his son associating with other women where they was at. He didn't want, when Abraham looked at those other women, he said, my son ain't finna marry those women because they for the streets. That one twerking. That one like taking a lot of selfies. That one causing a lot of havoc. That one the gospel. That one this and that one that. Abraham said, I don't want my son dealing with. And not only that, they got different gods they believe in. I don't want my son dealing with that because if he get with the wrong woman, he gonna compromise and he gonna leave God because they're gonna steal his heart because it's a known fact. Men will compromise like Solomon did. And you know, Solomon had all that wisdom, but God said, God warned you about being in a relationship where you're unequally yoked. So Abraham didn't want his son to be unequally yoked. Abraham had his servant to go back to his homeland, so he had to travel. So Abraham's servant went to look for a woman where Abraham came from. Abraham's servant did not know what woman to look for Abraham's son. So Abraham's servant prayed to God. And his prayer went something like this. God, the God of my master Abraham, I really don't know what woman going to be for my master's wife. I don't know. You see, Abraham's servant had enough sense to know that he didn't know. He asked God to help him. So he prayed to God. He said, the woman, he said, I see a lot of women going down there in that little river getting water. He said, I see a whole bunch of them. I see a whole bunch of them that's pretty. I see a whole bunch of them that got it going on. But they doing this, they look like they doing the same thing. My eyes could be tricked, God. I don't know which one to get because they all looking good. They all looking good. But God, I need a sign. I need for the one to ask me to offer me water and to offer my beast water, which was his camels. He said, the one that offered me water, he said, any woman could come and ask me, do I want water because of the custom? But that won't tell me nothing. But if a woman come and say, do you want some water and can I give some water to your camels? That's the one. So he prayed that little prayer to God. And when he prayed that prayer to God, Rebecca came up to him and said, do you want some water? Yes. Well, do you mind if I give your camels water? And he knew right then, go ahead and answer his prayer. You see, what did he do? He went to God in prayer. And God helped him select, because God knew the woman that was fit for Isaac. So long story short, Rebecca agreed to go back with the servant to Isaac. That's right, that's the one, Flo. So Rebecca agreed to go back with Isaac. Keep in mind, Isaac did not know Rebecca. He did not know nothing about Rebecca. So He was grieving. He was a godly man, but he was grieving. So this one day, the servant came back from Abraham's home country and brought Rachel. Rachel was up on the camel. Isaac came out of the tent, and Isaac looked at Rebekah before they said hello or anything. Before they said anything. Isaac looked at Rebekah. Rebekah seen him. She got off the camel and she walked up to Isaac. Remember how Eve walked up to Adam? Remember how Ruth walked up to Boaz on his property? The walkers, and how God set that situation up. When Isaac seen Rebekah, he instantly started growing in love with her. Notice I didn't say he fell in love with her. He didn't fall in love. He started growing in love with her. When she seen him, she started growing in love with him. It was a spark, and it was not no emotional spark. It was a spark from the Spirit of God, where they was convicted and they knew they was for one another. And what did Isaac do? Isaac took Rebekah into his tent, and they did what grown people do. And when they did what grown people do at that time and at that custom, they were married. And not only that, guess what the Bible said? When Isaac seen Rebekah and they became married, that doomed feeling, that lost feeling that he had for his mother, even though he loved his mother, Sarah, when God brought this woman, she took that sting, that pain away from him. Brothers, are you going through some challenges in your life? Are you going through some challenge? Just like some things are distracting you, brother. A good woman, she will give you peace of mind. That's what Rebekah did when she seen Isaac. She immediately gave Isaac peace of mind because he was hurting from his mama. Brother, if you're going through some challenges in life, God will bring the right woman into your life. And what comes with the right woman? Peace. Good men aren't complicated, sisters. Good men aren't I'm telling you, sister, good men aren't complicated. Good men, when I say good men, I'm talking about men that follow after God. They're not complicated. They may be demanding because they're serious minded, because they want to please God first, okay? They're serious minded, but sister, it don't take that. I'm telling you, this is what some women don't understand. This is what some women don't understand. Let me tell you, when a man go out into that world and he have to deal with all that craziness, some of you sisters, y'all have to deal with crazy. But let me tell you something. What I know for a fact, I have experienced this. Out of all the women that I know from the past, Cinderella is the only woman in all my latter years of life. This is one thing I can say about Cinderella. I'm not putting her on no pedestal. She is one woman that I don't have to go backward and forward with. She don't have to get the last word. She ain't going around trying to be a boss lady and all that kind of stuff. She is about peace. She don't come picking. She don't try to start stupid arguments. She listens. You know what? Cinderella can count. She got 2 ears and 1 mouth. I ain't never met a woman in my life, what I was in a relationship with. Now, let me tell you, I'm in a relationship with. I never met a woman in my life that I had a long-term relationship with that actually listened more than she talks. I never experienced a woman that I had to have constant conflict with. Don't get me wrong, we have conflict sometimes, but it's very minimum. I'm going to tell you this. I never had a woman, when I asked her, do she want to do something? You know what she does? She don't give me this thing. She only woman that never said, let me get back with you. She never said that. If I ask her, do she want to do something like that? When we was dating, if she had planned with somebody else, guess what she would do? She would rearrange it. She would rearrange it. And I did the same thing. She would rearrange it because she understood she was getting ready for her husband. Just like that song that Jill Scott said. You all remember that song by Jill Scott? I haven't mentioned that before. Remember when Jill Scott's friends wanted to do something with her? What did Jill Scott tell her friend? Her man is coming. Jill Scott said, you all know I like to shake my thing sometime, but my man coming. What did Shantae say? You all remember that song by Shantae? Shantae said, I got a man. If y'all seen that video by Shantae, listen to it. Look at that video. Shantae is building up her man in front of her friend. They ain't got no man. Shantae basically she got a good man. So she didn't want to mess it up. Wise women don't go backward and forward with a man that they're in a relationship with. Wise women make sound decisions. They don't make up excuses. They understand priority. They understand. Wise women, they purposely make time for the man. Purposely. No wise woman no tell no man, I love you, I love you, I love you, and don't make time for him. Wise women don't do that. Foolish women do that. Immature women do that. Because you see, wise women, they desire attention and time. So how do you get attention and time? I got to give him peace. I got to give him some. Notice I didn't say sex. I got to give him some. I got to show this man I'm legit. Now, what a man have to do? A man have to be peaceful too. He have to get a woman peace of mind. A man supposed to think, I know she got some skills and everything, and she could add to my purpose. But when she add to my purpose, I'm going to reward her with a lot of just because things. My time, my attention, my energy. I'm going to make sure she's straight. She ain't got to ask me for money. She ain't got to ask me for stuff. I gladly want to do it because she made an effort. Do she bring her stuff from the past? Let me tell you all something. Since Cinderella and I been together, I'm not lying. She have never to this day, I don't know what she's going to do tomorrow, but she never to this day brought up nothing from the past. She the only woman I had a relationship with, she never brought up nothing from the past. She might have thought about it, but she never done it. How some women, they would say, well, you remember when you did this? You remember? Then they supposed to be over it, right? Immature, very immature. They always want to bring up stuff. But you see, the thing about immature women, they like to bring up stuff from the past, but they don't want you to bring up nothing from the past. You see, when you're dealing with an immature woman, they think that they could bring up stuff from the past, but then they don't want to hear your side. Because if you want to bring up their past, they don't want to hear it. They just want you to focus on what they say. Immature women bring up the past. Immature women do not let the past stay dead. They keep bringing it up. They act like they okay, but they keep bringing it up. The only way a woman could put a muzzle on it, she has to have the Spirit of God in her. Men bring up the past too, but men shouldn't bring up the past either. When a man and woman together, remember the Lord say, the Bible say that the Lord is. That's right, Brother Moses. The Lord is not the Lord is about peace, not confusion. He's the author of peace, not confusion. When you get with, let me tell you something, my brother and sister, listen to me carefully. If you're in a relationship with someone and you constantly having conflict with that person, a person that brings you a lot of conflict, that person don't have a good relationship with God. They're telling you something. Because if a person had a relationship with God, my brothers and sisters, guess what? They wouldn't bring up a whole bunch of crap. You would experience a lot of peace. Not saying you won't have no storm, but you will understand what peace is. You don't, when you see their phone calls, when you see a phone call coming in, when you with the right man or right woman, you say, oh, this is some crap. I don't know. All I don't know what he or she going to talk about, but it ain't no be good. But let me tell you something. Brother and sister, have you ever been in a relationship whereas when you leave and come back, when you open the door, the person smile at you? Before you do anything, and this ain't no make-believe stuff, before you do anything, the person say, how you doing? He or she does not just bring up stuff to aggravate you. They smile and say, how was your day? Another thing, my brother and sister, when God bring the right person to you, you don't have to run after the person. Guess what? A lot of women like for men to run after them. Brother, if the woman really love you, you don't have to run after them. Because guess what? She will make an effort. Women that really love you, brothers, they will call you just as much as you call them. Just as much as you text them, they will text you. I know about it. I experience it. My wife is the only woman, and I ain't trying to put on no pedestal. It might seem like I'm trying to put on a pedestal. She's the only woman that calls me just as much as I call her. She's the only woman that texts me just as much as I text her. We don't be keeping up tabs on each other. But what I'm showing you is a woman that really invested in a man, she will be 100% like he was 100%. Brother, if you have a woman that always wants you to call her, always wants you to text her, and you notice that you're doing all the calling and you're doing all the texting, that's a woman that you don't get too serious with. That's for you single brother. That's a no. If she don't call you that much, don't take her serious. If she don't text you like you text her, don't take her serious. And then they'll get butt hurt if you don't do it that way. They will get butt hurt because they'll notice you pulling back. Then they want to know why you pulling back, because they lazy. I ain't talking about all women, I'm talking about those lazy ones. Those that don't want to do nothing. Because they got that world philosophy. And let me tell you, sister, if a man wants you, now there's some men, sister, that want you to run after them. Don't run after a man. Don't ever run after a man, sister. Don't let no man gas your head up. Don't do it. When you deal with a man, you looking for a man that's going to be straight to the point. You want a man to tell you his position. You want a man that's going to tell you the truth, even though it hurts. Because a lot of you sisters, you want the truth, right? You want a man that will tell you the truth because you asked for it. But he does it in a way called, you see the thing about it, let me tell you something. Sometimes you could tell a person the truth. He or she said they want the truth, but they really don't want the truth. But when you give them the truth, they turn on you. But sister, you need a man that's going to say, look, this is how it is. But he doing it in a caring way. This is how it is. Sister, you want a man that don't play mental games with you, that try to manipulate your mind and your emotion. You want a man that's going to be straight to the point. You, sister, you need a man in your life that's going to, when he think about you, you want that man to include you in things in his life. You understand? You want a man that's going to include you in things in his life. Why would a man include a lady in things? Why would a man include a woman in things? Let me tell you all something, sisters. I hope this ain't none of you, sisters. Let me tell you this. Some women be wondering why a man won't take her around his family and friends. Some women be wondering, let me tell you why. It could be where he don't want to take her around because he ain't got no interest in her. But let me tell you some real stuff. A lot of men don't want to take a woman around his family friend because she is a half-stepper. She's a half-stepper. She ain't bringing nothing solid into that man's life. She always looking for the man to do something. She's lazy. She's lazy. There's some brothers that lazy. Sister, you don't want to deal with those lazy men. So I'm just telling you, sister, why it ain't all the time he just want the woman for sex. He just said she is lazy. I got a purpose in my mind. I have an agenda. I'm trying to follow God, but this woman, I don't see her walking with me. I don't want her walking behind me. I don't want her walking in front of me. I want this woman to walk by me. This woman and I, we're on the same page. We on the same page. Because, see, brother, the man's supposed to be the head and leader of the relationship. Especially if you follow Christ. The woman's supposed to follow the man as he followed Christ. She following the man indirectly, but she following Christ first, but she following the man indirectly. There's a lot of women that kick against that. And the reason why some women kick against it because some of you brothers, you don't know how to lead. But I could go on and on and on. Like Gladys Knight and the Pimp say, on and on. But let me tell you something. I got something real good for you all tomorrow. Some supper for you all tomorrow. I'm not going to talk long tomorrow. But I got something good for you all tomorrow. Some good dinner for you all tomorrow. I love you, brothers. I love you, sister. Thank you so much for your time. Peace out.